Hey, welcome to the Call Me Larry podcast, the only podcast that advertises to caterpillars. This is Jason, and I'm here with Zach today. How you doing, Zach?
That was a pretty good one. I like that one. I'm good, man. Today's National Relaxation Day, so I'm just kind of been chilling, having a few beverages, getting ready to record this. So, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Ooh, National Relaxation Day. I've been chilling pretty hard. I had some macaroni salad. I went outside for a little bit. That's not something I do every day in this world, but I've been having a good
Going
day.
outside?
Yeah. Who goes outside? I have no reason to go outside anymore, right? I got my computer. I got my AC unit, right? Like, I got my video games. Like, what else? What else can a man want, And I got my beer.
You do look like you haven't seen sun in quite some time. You're like a basement dweller. Your parents locked you away at the age of 2. And you're just resurfacing now.
Yes, but this was by choice.
Oh my god. Anyway, so for those of you who are tuning into this second podcast and are like, wow, I listened to the first one. It was pretty good, but I still don't get why I'm here. Just to reintroduce ourselves, I'm Zach. I'm here with Jason. We are college roommates who are now washed up and dealing with the COVID pandemic. So why not start a podcast and talk about all the funniest things that we've ever done? So we decided that it might be good to kind of take the conversations we have in everyday life, record them, hopefully not get fired from our real jobs, and hopefully you guys have some fun with it and follow along with us too.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun time. Zach and I have known each other for 6 years, which is a long time. And we're both, young 25, 26-year-old aged. I can't believe I'm about to be 25. Wild. But we've had a lot of great experiences, and we say a lot of stupid shit, and I hope that some of you audio listeners can enjoy whatever we're about to talk about.
Oh my god, we'll find a demographic that relates eventually. But anyway, we just wanted to reintroduce ourselves, and I wanted to follow up that comment about today being National Relaxation Day to kind of... Last podcast, we talked about how it was National Orgasm Day, and the whole deal with how people just, they assign something to some day across the year. So I went and did a little research and looked up a couple different days across the year that I thought were pretty interesting, and they range from pretty odd to something that's like, all right, I could get behind that.
So what are these holidays, Zach?
I'm going to read off this quick list. I have 7 here, including today being National Relaxation Day, so 6. So let's start it off at the beginning of the year and we'll run through. So January 4th is National Fruitcake Toss Day, which I assume means that you throw out the fruitcake that your Aunt Teresa brought to Christmas dinner that everybody looked at and was like, wow, that looks horrific and I'm not going to eat any of it. But I also assume that it could be an Olympic sport in some country. I don't know. I think that you take that stale fruitcake and you toss it like a discus as far as you possibly can.
I'm imagining a team of men or women in unitards carrying a fruit cake through like a relay challenge, right? Like, one guy has a fruitcake on his back, he passes it to a girl and she has to pass it to a guy, and the guy has to sprint with the fruitcake, and then at the end they flip it off.
How big is this fruitcake?
Dude, wait, fruitcakes are big.
Dude, I don't think it's big enough to have to carry on your back. What is this, the size of a tire?
Aren't fruitcakes have you ever gotten a fruitcake? They're dense. They're meaty.
I have no idea.
They are thick.
They're meaty.
Yeah. Last time I had a fruitcake in this house, it got shipped from Italy, and it weighed 30 pounds. It was crazy. You
what?
eat one
you
bite.
You got a fruitcake? You got a fruitcake all the way from Italy?
Yeah. It's an Italian specialty. At least in my family. That doesn't mean I like it or eat it, but we have had some extravagant fruitcakes come through. But if it's not a national sport, if it's not an international sport, maybe it should be.
Dude, we are starting the Call Me Larry Olympics, and that is the first event, without a doubt. Oh my god. All right, on to the next one. January 10th is National Houseplant Appreciation Day, which I picture could go one of two ways. You either don't participate or you participate as much as possible. Like your houseplant's getting watered, it's getting cleaned, like you're getting a specialist in there to make sure the lighting's okay, you're petting it, you're giving it positive encouragement, like you'll be okay, you can grow, you can do it, grow towards the light, grow towards the light. And the houseplant's sitting there like, I'm a fucking houseplant, I don't need any of this.
So, story with that though, and I think this is legit. I saw a couple different videos and articles online that were from relatively reputable sources, and it had a one succulent plant, right, that like would listen to classical music, and like they would play classical music for it, and it actually grew faster and better than plants that didn't. So you also got to give that plant some classical music, you know, keep it going, and make sure it's a nice and happy plant.
Can you imagine? All right, I want a second experiment. I want to follow up to this one. I want you take one succulent from day one and you give it classical music and a good education. And then you take another one and you just play Metallica, Screamo, and anything like really, really violent, and you don't teach it anything. And just see where the two end up in 18 years, and then you can decide who gets the succulent then. Like, it's a custody battle, but one's awesome and one sucks.
So are you going to take care of one of them, and I'm going to take care of one of them, and whoever has the better plant wins?
That's a long-term investment, but I could be down.
That's funny.
Could you imagine? The one that listens to like punk rock and smokes weed is just in a shit show of a place. So January 14th is National Hot Pastrami Day, which wasn't that weird to me. I mean, I guess it makes sense because we were talking about Hot Dog Day, but like, it's just, I don't know. It just feels really unnecessary. Unlike February 5th, that's National Shower with a Friend Day. Let's go somewhere with this. Because it's not National Shower with a Girlfriend Day. It can be your buddy. It's like group hug in the shower tonight, straight out of whatever movie that's from. I don't even know.
I'm sure there's a couple. That's funny. What am I thinking for this one? Like, is it like nude? Maybe like, honestly, I could host a national shower day with all my friends. Like, you just get a huge tarp, right? And you put it around your backyard, and then you run a couple hoses in, right? And there are sprinklers. There are sprinkler systems, right? And then everyone just comes in with like a bathing suit, and you put a tarp under it, and you're in your giant own private shower. So I can invite all my friends and host that. That'd be fun. It's like a giant slip and slide.
Yeah, that would be actually like a sick event, like one of those raves where you have all the like I went to I think it's called Life in Color in my freshman year of college, and you go and they like spray you with paint, and the package I got made like you got all these bottles of paint, and you have to wear sunglasses or something to protect your eyes. You're gonna get nailed in the face, or like right in the eyes with the paint. It probably stings terribly. I was good to go, but I came back. I wore all white. I came back like green and purple and something else, but that could be a sick event. I was thinking more like you just grease up a bunch of your closest buddies and you see how many of you could fit into your bathtub that's probably like a 2x4 shower, and you live in the Lower East Side, just like you have no room or something like that. But it's like, hey, we're friends. We're saving water.
Yeah, that's eco-friendly. That's environmentally friendly. I second that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should take showers together every day.
Everybody has to bring their own thing of I can't believe it's not butter, so that way you have enough. This is another one that I could get behind. This is April 6th is New Beer's Eve. I don't know why April 6th got determined that, but I can definitely get behind a new beer on the eve of April 6th. Here's another weird one. What did you have to say?
No, I was just like thinking New Beer's Eve is like at midnight. I like just hop out of bed and I just crack a beer. Like, like I'll be sleeping. It's just like there's an alarm. I'm like konnichiwa. I get like right up and I just like crack the beer, just sip it, and then just go right back to sleep. Is that God. Like I'm trying to envision how that for the average person?
I think the alarm has to be the beer cracking, and it's a small man who speaks very little English, and you have him. You're like, I will pay you $100 to crack this over my head at midnight and wake me up with it, and then you can go on your way. Just show up at 11:50 and make sure this happens. But
that's crazy.
July 23rd is National Gorgeous Grandma Day, which I obviously went the opposite direction with and assumed that it was National Gilf Day. It's grandmothers that you are into and you're trying to get after day. Like, that is the only direction that can go. Can we just discuss for a minute? That has to be the answer.
Well, gilfs can be grandpas too. You know,
Oh.
that's what I'm thinking. Grandpas, I'd like to.
I think I'm smelling. I smell a little discrimination here. I think we need a gorgeous grandpa day.
100%. 100%. My grandfather, that man is 90 years old and he has a slick head of hair. He's got his comb. He pulls that out. He slides his hair back. This man is fly. He's gorgeous. And he deserves a day dedicated to him. Just like my grandma.
Anyway, those are the national days that were listed. If you find any weird ones when you're listening to this in 17 years, send them in to us. I'm sure we won't see your email, but oh well.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. It's wild to me that they have a day for everything. And it's fun. It's something new. It's a good, like, icebreaker if you're ever, like, in a room with someone. It's like, oh, what day is it today? It's National Orgasm Day. Like, maybe not every situation, but around the right people. Maybe be a little way. What if you, like, memorize all of them? Yeah.
That'd be bold. That's like memorizing pi. But what if, you know how they have those weird interview questions kind of depending on what industry you're going into? What if it's like, if you could create your own day, it's National Hot Dog Day, National Hot Pastrami Day, National Gorgeous Grandma Day, but you get to make your own. We're adding another day to the year. What is yours? You just look them dead in the eyes and go, National Cover Myself in Peanut Butter and Roll Around in Freshly Mowed Grass. Like, something whack. Like, what would be an odd thing to just be like, this is what I want. I need this in my life.
Yo, that sounds kind of fun. Definitely messy, but you look pretty weird after.
Messy.
You kind of look like Chewbacca after, right? Because you'd have, like, dirt and, like, a bunch of stuff and a bunch of peanut butter and hair all over you, right? You'd be like the Chewbacca. Yeah, it's just Chewbacca Day.
You gotta do that the day before a National Shower with a Friend Day so that way you can clean off.
Oh,
you gotta spend 24 hours covered in disgustingness, and then the next day you're like, hey, no, I can't believe it's not butter from me. I'm just gonna slip right on in here.
Oh, I love it.
All right. Let's talk COVID-19 and all the bullshit that's been around it, I guess. COVID-19. So, I want to throw out a serious scenario for everyone listening, especially Jason right now. So think about how you've been sitting in history class in high school, in middle school, but the year is 3020. It's 1,000 years in the future, and we're looking back on history. And this is the key focal points from the year 2020. Fire, plague, locusts, and riots. Now, let me get into this real quick. So, Australia burned. It was on fire, and we've all forgotten about this because of the plague of COVID-19 for 210 days. It was literally the entire country was just burning to no existence. COVID-19 nailed us. And then Asia was overtaken by locusts, and also in the United States we got murder hornets, which are these giant fucking 2.5-inch hornets that literally, apparently, if you get stung by it, feels like getting stabbed with a needle that was on fire. And then riots are running all across the United States in particular, but also worldwide. Discuss. You're in history class. You see that shit, and you're like, wow, that world sucked. I'm glad we lived in outer space now. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, okay. That's a lot to unpack, right? Like, so I'm checking this out in class. Like, I guess it's us now looking back on, like, atrocities in the past, right? So for this, it's like, damn, like, that's like half of the 10 plagues, right? I'm a bad Christian, so I don't know them well, but that's like, okay, what do we got? We got plague, which like it's like straight plague, like sickness, right? Fires, locusts, chaos/riots, like that has to cover half of the 10 plagues of Egypt. That is wild. So we're halfway there. So my question is, are the other half coming in 2021? Or are we going to dig ourselves out of this hole? That's wild. That is so crazy.
Think about this, though. So we're recording this right now on August 15th. So we're roughly 3/4 of the way through the year. We got another 4 months to go. A little bit under, but 4 months to go. So we're only 3/4 of the way through the year. And the first 3/4 of the year was terrible. You got fire, locust, plague, riots, everything else. Like everything worldwide is going down the tubes. We are screwed. What is the next 4 months going to be like? Are we all going to go into hibernation when winter hits? I mean, I'm talking the United States, Northern Hemisphere variety, but like, are we either going to go into hibernation, no one's going out of their house, we're just going to let everything die down for the remainder of 2020, or are we going straight purge style? It's every man for himself. It's like we're on Hoth in Star Wars. You're riding on the back of some alpaca that's spitting ice. Like we're Game of Thrones style. I got a dragon now. Honestly, the way things have been going, we got 2.5-inch bees. I think a dragon's possible. It could happen.
Oh, 100%. Like, I'm thinking like a meteorite. It's about to just slash, just like explode, right? Hit the earth, and a fucking dragon baby comes out of that bitch. And like that would totally fit with how this year is going right now. And like, I hope everyone's safe and everything, but like, things have been crazy. So wild.
Bro, at this point, meteor is the next step. We have all these different things. We're about to go straight up Armageddon. And it's going to hit Earth. They're going to fail. It's going to hit Earth. A dragon's going to come out of it. That is another one of the 17 freaking terrible things that could happen in the next 4 months. And we're just screwed.
We got a lot of time. I have a serious question for you, though. So you mentioned, like, are we going to, like, hibernate? Right? So assume there's a pill you can take that works, that doesn't have any more side effects than your average Advil, in the sense that like 0.01% of the population will die of diarrhea, like whatever it is, right? So it's like that's in like every medicine, right? So it's like assuming it's like 99% safe. Would you be interested in taking like a hibernation pill for like a 3-month period to just ride out the year, or like would you want to stay awake?
You mean like I rack out for 3 months? Like from right now until January 1st, I'm asleep?
Yeah, you crawl into a little cave, you go into your hole in the basement, and you just hibernate for 3 months.
I can see why that would be interesting, and I'd be okay with it because I don't think I'd be affected by anything, but no, I want to see what happens.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Yeah, that'd be crazy though if we had that.
Yeah, for real. And I mean, like, no, so for me, I want to watch what unfolds, right? And I don't want to take a pill, but I don't want to leave. So I want to remain in my house, and I just want, this is what I want to do. Ideal situation is this. Get a very tall tower somewhere in downtown, whatever city, where shit's just going sideways. And I want to stand by the window every day and just eat popcorn. And just see what happens. I want to see you fly by on your dragon while you ice somebody out. Frozone, for all you 90s babies, is flying by. He's fighting the dragon. Some woman just shit herself out the goddamn window across from my apartment building. Honestly, you just killed yourself and jumped out. We're probably gonna have to cut half of this right now, but either way, like I wanna see what happens. I wanna see you lose your goddamn mind. That is my ideal situation. If there's a pill that could make everything like a little bit heightened and crazy, so like I don't know, something wild, that could be lit.
I think it's called meth. I think that's what you're describing.
Honestly, I just want to take acid from now until January 1st and call it a day.
Oh my god, you'll be speaking to the succulents.
Oh my god. Oh baby, those succulents are sucking. Dude, honestly, 2020 has been such a shit show. Like, I hope that everybody who's listening to this is being very safe and like everybody's okay, and hopefully you and your loved ones haven't been affected, but like, god damn, like what a year. Are you kidding me? Like 2020 was like everybody was hyped. It's like the year of opportunity. Like we're gonna get going. Everything. Economy crashes. World falls apart for various reasons. Whether it's literally like the plagues, like plague, locust, fire, anything like that. But honestly, you could not name a word. Like the century of the 1900s. So 1900 to 2000 was wild because you had so many wars. You had the Spanish flu. Everything was horrific. You pack that all into 1 year minus war because people can't fight because they're worried about the plague. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, this year's felt so long, too, because as we're talking about, so much shit has happened, and bad shit. But when you have all this like change in your life and this variance and all these experiences, good or bad, it like changes your perception of time. And I feel like everyone's perception of time has been adjusted and altered, and this whole world just feels so different now with what's happened.
No, that's a good point too. But another thing, and so I'm not knowledgeable on the idea of it being worldwide. I'm sure it has happened worldwide, but another big thing that's been happening in the United States, where we're broadcasting from, is looting. And looting is essentially stealing. And what happens is, for those who don't understand what looting is essentially there's a riot, there's a mass of people going through a downtown area, and you take a cinder block, you chuck it through someone's front window, you take whatever the fuck you want. You know, at the end of the day, it's theft, but there's no ramifications for it. And so my question is, how is that not a bigger problem? Like, how is there not just people, like, literally Purge style? If you've seen the Purge movies, which I've watched all of them, they're crazy. They actually started in New York City, where I think we're both very fond of. But, like, could not imagine people just rolling through a residential neighborhood, chucking something through your window, being like, oh, I'm not here for you, I'm just here for your TV. And then they leave. There's been no arrests or anything from looting, and it's all been based off of, you know, just keeping everybody calm. It's nuts. So, Jason, let me ask you a question. What would you steal if... So, for example, we have a purge. We have a purge, but it's only looting. There's no murder. There's no anything terrible that movie shows. You know, it's not graphic at all. It's looting is legal for one day. You can steal one thing. What are you taking?
Wait, so steal one single item?
Alright, I take it back. I guess you can steal whatever you want, but you have 24 hours. So you can either steal a lot of small things or one really big thing, depending on how good your planning is. You have a whole year to figure this out.
Yeah, this is difficult, right? Because when you're in a situation where people are like looting, depending on what you pick, there might be other people looting. So you'll either have your items taken before you get there, or there's a kind of fight that breaks out with other people around you. You know, you're like fighting over TVs and shit. If you go to Best Buy, you know, fighting over the PlayStation games and PS4. So like, I might go for things that are like a little more obscure, or something that I have better odds at being able to get. And so my spicy pick is like the local comic book store, because those stores, they stay open for like 30, 40 years. These stores have been open forever, right? A lot of the time they have, and they take so long to build their collection, and the stuff in those stores is so valuable. I don't even know if you guys are familiar with things like Magic cards, trading card games, baseball cards, comic books, but little pieces of paper can hold hundreds of thousands of dollars in value. It's absolutely wild. So I think I would hit a hobby store for sure.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I'm familiar, like, that I know what they are, but I'm not familiar with. I know the value. I know what I need. Everything that I could possibly get. So how do you plan out this heist? Like, you clearly know this is the one I want to hit. This is the one that has what I need. What is your, like, step 1, 2, 3? What is your plan ABC? You know, give us the rundown of what you're gonna do to steal this. For example, like Magic. There's one card in there that you're gonna win every single game with. Every single match, you're playing against your boss, and you gotta decide whether or not you're gonna throw this card down and beat his ass, or you're gonna be like, he's the boss, I don't want to get fired. I'm gonna keep him in my back pocket. What is your heist looking like to steal this out of downtown Cleveland while the Cavaliers are winning Game 3 of the NBA Finals? What's the move there?
Oh, good luck on the Cavs, by the way. No, R.I.P. Cavs. I would definitely, like, I mean, I feel like it's the same level as a bank heist, right? You got to, like, map out the land, right? You got to figure out where all, like, the security cameras are and, like, your point of entry. And once you do that, like, you got to be able to have the tools you need to succeed. So, you know, like, I might not get a gun, but I might get something sharp or, like, something blunt. Bring with me, you know, a little self-defense, and just barge my way in there. I think it's more about, like, timing and knowing what you're getting into. So, like, I would have a hit list of, like, what I'd want to get, and I'd be like, but, you know, pop open that glass door, like, pop, you know, and just going bam, 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 grab my shit and peace, you know, like, and just run away. But it would just come down to having the right tools and doing a little planning on like your point of entry and your point of exit and what you're gonna hit. How about yourself?
All right, I'm gonna tell you my plan. Ready? So, in my defense, and anybody who's listening to this in the future, watch the movie Project Power with Jamie Foxx. It is an unbelievable movie on Netflix. Really, really good. I watched it last night. Honestly, my go-to. This is my move. And so, all right, hang on. I gotta give a little background on the movie real quick, just so people understand. So the idea is that you take a pill, and for 5 minutes, your genetic code is modified. So you now have something that essentially no one else has. You're very individual. So, for example, if you have a similar genetic code to a chameleon, you can now blend in with your background. Effectively, you're invisible, right? Or if you have the genetic code to, like, I don't know, a bird, you can fly, you can all of a sudden become lava. Like, there's all these crazy things, right? So my move, right? So based on this movie and based on the idea, is this dude robs a bank in the movie, and he has a chameleon type of thing, but he's naked. He's butt-ass naked, so that way he can blend in with the walls behind him. Because, like, clothes aren't going to take on your superpower, right? So it's going to be like, there's no body, you're invisible, but there's clothes, so you can still be seen. My move, 100%, with this bank robbery, or whatever I'm stealing, I guess, I think I would probably go for... At the end of the day, I'd probably go for a car, realistically. I think that's probably my move, because, like, you can't really steal anything too big. Like, maybe money, I don't know. Either way, picture it as money or a car. Like, I'm walking into the Ferrari dealership and just driving out with something else, or a Lambo. I would love
like, yo, that car's driving itself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because you're butt naked and you're invisible. It's like self-driving car. Like, sorry, Elon, we beat you to it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's hilarious. So I am stripping butt-ass naked and walking into this car dealership, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is not based off of this hypothetical movie where I take a pill and all of a sudden, like, I can't wear clothes so I can be invisible so I can steal the car. That's the perfect heist. They can't see you, so you're good to go. You're rolling. Like, you're ass naked. Nobody can see you. You're driving out of the place, whatever. I'm talking, you can see me. I'm butt-ass naked. I'm jumping in this Lamborghini, and I'm driving away. I'm driving right through the front display window, and I'm out of here, right? I'm going to tell you why this works. No one's going to confront a naked guy. No one wants to deal with that. The security guard is making minimum wage to be able to just deal with people who are crazy in the dealership and get you out of there. I'm naked and I'm nuts. No one wants to talk to me. All of a sudden, I've hotwired the Lamborghini. I'm out the front window. I'm gone. Yo, unless you call the cops as soon as I walked in, I'm going fast. I'm in the front door, butt-ass naked, and I'm out. Like, I think I'm good to go. That's how I'm doing this heist. That's how I'm doing this heist. I'm not doing it secretly, although, honestly, the better tactic is probably do it in the middle of the night and just break it and drive away. But if I want people to see me, I'm good to go.
Yeah. I think that's a valid tactic. Like, if you get naked, you'll probably win most confrontations, right? Because people don't want to deal with naked people. Like, if I'm in, like, a fight with somebody and he takes his pants off, like, I don't know if I want to fight that fight anymore. So, like, I wonder, is this, like, a common tactic already? Because I feel like you can have some moderate success doing illegal activities if you're naked. Because people won't want to, like, interfere with you, right? So I bet you could probably type in Florida man on Google right now and have Florida man naked, and you'll have like 1 million results, right, that do this. But like, why? This is a good tactic. Maybe it's just not on TV as much because they can't show naked people on TV. But maybe I'm gonna start getting naked before I get into confrontations or do things I shouldn't be doing. I like this tactic.
Honestly,
have you done the Florida man thing?
Yeah, I did it. So I did it with a few years ago with my. It was like you do it and then like it's Florida man plus whatever your birthday is. So I did it Florida man.
Your birthday,
with my birthday. I didn't get anything good.
What's your Florida man birthday? Yeah, mine is fucking hilarious.
You know, are you looking yours up right now? Or are you looking mine up?
I remember. So yeah, mine was Florida man dresses as woman, buys puppy with fraudulent credit card.
Nah, dude. Anyway, my Florida man sucks. It was never anything good. It was like some dude like stole something. Some dude did something, terroristic. Like obviously it's horrible things, but it was never anything funny. Like, it was always horrible things. I remember I had this one friend in grad school that I just finished up, honestly. And theirs was hilarious. It was like Florida man takes acid, gets naked, runs through a public park, like something wild like that. Like literally has baby riding Komodo dragon style deal. It was so funny. Like, shit, dude, people in Florida, like, my brother goes to school in Florida. He's chilling. He's normal. He's whatever. I know a lot of people in Florida. There's some fucking wild ass people in Florida that they're just getting up to whatever they want. It's nuts.
So yeah, I actually have a story, just amidst COVID related and living at home. Right now, I live at home with my mom, my dad, my sister, and myself. And needless to say, there's a lot of love, and we spend a lot of time together, right? So something that has been quirky that my dad has done, is that he is like really into food, right? Because he's normally working. He's normally like going out and doing things. And, I mean, same with, like, me, we're all normally doing our own routines, but, like, when you're all stuck in the same area, people kind of get, like, super, like, weird and scrutinize certain things, and this is just what my family does. Like, I just try to avoid my family at all possible when I'm home and create my own space, but, like, what my dad does is he doesn't have the ability to, like, go out and do things, so, like, he gets very, like, meticulous about certain things, a little bit of OCD. He definitely has OCD, but he is obsessive about knowing at all times what other people in the house are eating, right? So it's like very weird because like if I like open a bag of chips, you hear like a scrunch. He's like comes into the other room. He's like, "What are you eating?" just like document it. He's like, "Oh, okay, you're having the Fritos," and then he'll leave, right? But it's like it's crazy. It's almost like I don't know if it's like a dog. Right? But, like, if there's any food being consumed, it immediately turns his head. He drops whatever he's doing to go see it.
Dude, the dog analogy is so funny because it's like just the dog sniffing and it's like, I smell Doritos. I smell like hot sauce. Like I smell anything. It's like he literally like he's up. It's like a shark. It's a shark in the water when you smell blood. Like all of a sudden there's just his favorite snack is open and the air is infiltrated with that smell and he's just all of a sudden it's like, what you got? What you got? You know. All right, anyway, keep going. It's just so funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious because like it kind of pisses me off that he does this because like I'm just trying to like eat food, right? And like it's always like, what's going on? What are you eating? So I like to mess with him, right? So sometimes I'll like go into the refrigerator and just like rustle food around and then like not take anything or like just displace something and then you'll see him come in like 2 minutes later and he checks the refrigerator and like counts things. He's like, "Oh, we still got the cheese. You didn't touch the cheese. You still got the Arby's." Like it's hilarious. So I have this entire like game I play with my dad and like the thing is like if I'm making a sandwich, I make a beautiful, right? I got a beautiful sandwich. I used to work at Panera Bread. You know, I know how to make some mean meats, right? And make a mean sandwich. He'll like be in the couch in the living room and you could just barely see the kitchen and he'll like eye every ingredient and just like take note of it. I swear to God, this man has a food journal and he's just keeping notes of like everything. And he's like, "Oh, Jason, I see you got some jalapenos over there." I'm like, yeah. And like, I'm like eating my sandwich. He's like, "Oh, nice. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go eat this in the other room now." And he's like, "Hey, what kind of cheese?" He's like, "Hey, what kind of cheese is that?" Like, it's American, like, and they like sometimes they'll throw in like "Can I have a bite?" You know, like it's like he needs to like analyze, confirm, and like accept whatever food it is that I'm consuming. So it just makes it a wild game because this happens. He does it with everyone in our house, and so I just fuck around all the time now. I like open a bag of chips and close it, open a drawer, close it, open the refrigerator, close it, and just see him. It's literally a dog, and he runs to the whatever it is to inspect it, and he doesn't even want to eat it. He just wants to know what it is. It's so funny. So I know we all develop quirks in quarantine. You know, so like that's his quirk and that's fine. I have my quirks. I just think it's hilarious because he is like the dog / like food food journalist. Must know all food happenings in the household.
He wants the option to be able to have it. Like he needs to know.
Yes.
I mean, your dad's a pretty good cook. Like, he can definitely make what he knows how to make. So he kills it with that. He's like, oh, if Jason takes this, then I can't make that, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, his whole week's ruined. And he's like, I gotta go back to the store. Oh,
yes.
my God.
Yes. My dad, he loves to go to the store, too. And maybe that's it. Maybe it's an excuse for him to, like, get more ingredients and go to the store. It's just the man is dying to do something. And he has filled his free time in documenting our food habits in the household.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Honestly, if you just go in your parents' bedroom and you just see like there's like it's not even like a notebook. It's like one of those Santa scrolls that's just like miles long. Literally like unravels all the way to the fridge. It's in the fridge. It wraps around the fridge door. You haven't seen it yet, but it literally just goes throughout your whole house. And he's like, today Jason ate 17 jalapeno peppers in coordination with 1 piece of bacon. And it's like, and then all of a sudden he's like, he took 2 tablespoons of hot sauce, which I really wanted at one point in time. However, I will buy a new bottle. Thank God I get to go to the grocery store now.
Dude, I'm dying. That is hilarious. He's food claws. Like, he has
he's food claws. Dude, Jeff is literally, your dad is literally food claws. That is so funny. That is so goddamn funny. Oh my God. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but that's hysterical. Oh my God.
No, I just had to share that story.
Dude, I honestly love that story. That's so funny. Do you think, alright. Do you think like celebrities are like that? Like, so obviously like celebrities have family. Like you only ever see them in movies or like if they do music, whatever you're famous for. Do you think celebrity parents are like that where they're like, oh, my son did this, like blah blah, and like they're like very very like they have those quirks, right? Like for example, like Kanye is making money off of shoes, like his music's really good. Like I really like a lot of Kanye's music. Some of it's kind of whack for me, but whatever. I'm a Kanye fan for sure. Which, by the way, he's running for president, which is hilarious. But do you think that
Kanye 2021?
Yeah, do you think that like Kanye is like that as a dad? Like he's got Stormy and Kim in the house, and I think they just had another kid. I have no idea.
Yeah, so I definitely, like, believe it or not, celebrities are people. And we're all, like, a little weird, and we're all in weird situations. I think celebrities, more so than anyone, their lives has shaken up so much because they're so used to going everywhere and doing things. I have no doubt in my mind that celebrity families also have their quirks and all that kind of stuff. And Kanye specifically, if I had to guess, the man's extremely fashionable. He knows his music. He knows. I mean, he's a very unique man. There's no doubt that he is in charge of his kids' fashion. That's my idea. I bet he dresses his kids every day, and he maybe puts 5 outfits on them. You don't think so? You think Kim takes that over?
I'm going to disagree with you. I definitely think that... All right, first of all, I'm going to preface all of this with I really like Kanye's music, and I think he's a very smart businessman, that he's done very well with Yeezy. He's done very well with clothing. But personally, I think he's a great businessman, celebrity, like artist. I think he's a great artist. Put it that way. He's a great with fashion, with music, whatever. I think his fashion is absolutely horrific. I honestly think that that's one of those things where you pay more for something that looks worse. And while some of these listeners are going to definitely disagree with me, and that's okay, have your opinion. But to me, I would never pay whatever the hell Yeezys are worth. Like, I think it's got to be like $300 to $500 for the lowest pair of Yeezys. I don't really know. I've never looked into it because I think they look terrible. I don't think Kanye dresses that well. I think his fashion choices are not that good. And I would say that for sure, he's dating Kim Kardashian, who is all over the fashion game. She's definitely dressing their kids, which I think they have too. I have no idea. But, I mean, he's running for president. He has other things on his mind for sure.
True. Yeah. So maybe they have, and I wouldn't doubt this, maybe they have like a legit, like, fashion designer. They probably have. There's no way it's just them living alone. They definitely have like a whole bubble of people that do services for them. So I think you're right about that. But on another note, have you seen Justin Bieber in the past 10 years? Homeless like clothes is like the new thing. Like homeless dad bods, like not clean shaven, like just a homeless person vibe is like all the rage right now apparently.
Dude, the wealthier you are, the more homeless you look. The wealthier you are, the more comfortable you are in public. The less, like, honestly, all right. I'm gonna give you the perfect setup. the more money you have and the more fame you have, the less you give a shit about how you look. 100%. Like, you are out in public. For example, Justin Bieber is wearing like a sweatshirt and probably dick out, no pants in public. Like, he's like, I am just chilling. Like, I'm doing whatever. And so I think with the whole Kanye situation, like, he's running for president, which means that we're all going to have a national uniform, which is wear a trash bag to work day. Like, that's a new national day that Kanye's going to set up.
With like, Yeezys. With Yeezys. Government supplied Yeezys.
But dude,
I'm in if that's the case.
I really like your idea of that they have like servants within their quote unquote COVID quarantine bubble kind of idea, where it's like I don't even know what time it would have been, but like the royal family is like, put on my underwear, Cheeves, and like you're literally like put it on, but like for right now it's like a 3-year-old girl is like, I don't like these shoes, I want those shoes. Like literally it's a 3-year-old telling a grown ass woman what to get her for clothes, and she's like, all right, I got you. And Kim and Kanye are doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I 100% believe that. There's no way that someone that's famous and used to living a life where other people have done things for them and they are just focused on being a personality, that these people are doing well in quarantine and that they're doing things by themselves. They're not cooking, they're not doing their laundry, they're not doing any of that stuff. They need help. And so I definitely think they have bubbles of people built around to help them. I would. If I had the money, I would, I would love for someone to put a fresh pair of underwear on me every day that was just freshly cleaned that morning, hand washed and dried with a hand dryer. So it's nice statement. And warm when they put it on.
Bold statement, having your own underwear hand washed. Hand washing underwear cannot be a pleasant experience. That sounds very smelly.
Well, that's what I get them. That's what I pay them to do. This is my made up world.
Oh my god! How much would it take for you to do that? Like, how much would someone have to pay
to
you
hand
to
wash Kanye's to like hand wash Kanye's like underwear every day?
Yes.
Like that's an interesting question. I'd take like probably between 100 to a day, like 100 and like 500 a day, because it only takes 30 minutes to an hour max. For an extra $100, I might even put it on him. I that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but what if Kanye eats
a
lot? What if Kanye eats a lot? I want to know what his diet is first. Does Kanye eat a lot of Taco Bell?
Oh God. Oh God. I don't know. I don't want to know. We'll figure that out down the road if I get the job. Bro, Kanye, please let me be your underwear cleaner.
I'm your underwear putter-oner. I put your underwear on you. But dude, like, what do you think it's like in the professional sports bubbles? Like, you got NFL, or no, not NFL right now. Excuse me. You've got MLB, NHL, and NBA, and they're all in like these bubbles of the MLB's a little bit different, but pretty much like NBA and NHL, so hockey and basketball, they're all living in these hotels where like they're basically like every one of their needs is taken care of. They just can't really go anywhere. They're just stuck in the hotel, but they have food, they have laundry, they have, every one of their needs catered to by someone who's probably getting paid a ton of money to do it realistically. Like I doubt that hotel staff is just chilling making the same wage that they were making and doing what they're doing, Like, I mean, I bet your life is very different in the NBA and NHL bubble.
Imagine it's college. In my opinion, it's just like college. But you're going to college with all your homies, all the people you like and hate that you know very well, and they're all famous in addition to you. Like, think about that. It really just seems like a super exclusive college because they have everyone taking care of them. They have all their rooms cleaned and property cleaned. They have all their food cooked, but they can't see anyone else. Isn't that what it felt like for college? It's a bubble.
It's definitely a bubble, but you definitely have more independence in college. Like, you have to do all those tasks on your own. Like, well, I mean, I guess until you can kind of cook for yourself, if you have that style of dormitory or apartment, like you can make your own meals, but you are doing your own laundry in a communal location. You're getting your food in a communal location. But I feel like as far as like professional athletes go, they're making so much money that like they're just paying for somebody to do that stuff for them. Like, I couldn't imagine making that level of money being like, I have to fold my underwear every single week. Like, my shirts have to go like this. Like, wouldn't you just pay somebody to hang your shirts up for you? Like, I think they definitely have other people in that bubble that are stuck there for a while.
I mean, I think it's a good... I would like to experience it. I think it would be an interesting experience. Like, being a hotel worker, being a bubble worker with all these players. Like, I think you'd get paid well, and I think it might be demanding, but really fun and entertaining in some ways in this time that's so boring. I would entertain that. Like, that seems really interesting to me. And I don't know. How about this? Do you think they're going to release a documentary in a year from now explaining how those bubbles went? Because I think 100%. They might.
No, I definitely...
Do you know how many how many documentaries are going to come out highlighting events in year 2020? Are you kidding me? Netflix is going to be popping off on documentaries.
Aside from just the stuff we talked about earlier about how crazy this year has been, within the bubbles, there's going to be easily a 30 for 30 about how this is how they prep for their game. They slept until noon, and they went to the rink. Like, it's not going to be very eventful, but it's going to be very interesting because it's like none of us were there. None of us knew what was going on. Like, everything was absolutely insane when that stuff was happening. But no, I definitely believe you. You got the name?
Either Bubble 2020 or, like, The Dirty Bubble. Like, that would be, like, the name of the documentary. The Dirty Bubble. Yeah, I like that.
That'll be the...
Dude, that would make me click on it. I would click on it.
Did you hear about the Seahawks player who tried to sneak in a chick so he could hook up with her, but he dressed her in Seahawks gear to make it look like it was another player? And have you heard about this?
No. So
I don't know about all of the NFL. I'm guessing they're probably in the same situation, but the Seattle Seahawks are in a quote-unquote bubble, so they're in like a hotel or some type of deal. And so they are in the same situation that the NFL and NBA are, or the NHL and the NBA are, where they have to essentially, where was I going with this? So essentially they have to like stay quarantined, basically. So they have all their food, their laundry, like everything done for them. Like they have all this stuff, right? And so this one player was like, yo, let me get a little punani. Let me get my girlfriend in here. Like, let me hang out with, a female that's not one of my teammates so I can get a little frisky. Whatever. So he tried to sneak this woman in. And so you're not allowed to have your girlfriends, your family. Like, there's nobody outside the bubble allowed into the bubble. That's the point. Once you're in, you're in. I mean, you can leave for certain things like childbirth, whatever. So this guy tries to sneak in, whether it was a hooker, his girlfriend, whoever it was, like into the bubble. It did not work. His tactic, he's on the Seattle Seahawks, was to dress her in Seahawks gear to get her in. It's like, this is another one of my players. He's walking in with me. It's like, how often do Seattle Seahawks wear Seahawks gear outside any NFL team? How often do you wear your own memorabilia outside of the bubble? What are you talking about? Like, it did not work at all.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta respect the man for trying, though.
Facts.
I don't know. I think there's some dirty secrets in the bubble. And I think that we need to wait to see the 2020 documentary, The Dirty Bubble, on Netflix. All right, guys. Kanye 2020. Let's call this episode here. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next week.